looking deep down the left side. Mendeville into the end zone. Touchdown! Down the sideline, still Foley to the house.
And the players streaming from the sideline to celebrate with 17 seconds left.
Everybody, I'm Zach Ewing, along with Trevor Horn here in your downtown TBC media studios. This is BVarsity Live for May the 4th be with you.
And with you.
Yeah. And with you guys.
Thank you.
You're not Star Wars fans? You're giving me blank looks here.
No.
May the 4th be with you. Okay. We're nerds
Get out.
here, all right?
Just go home.
Too young.
It's a
got
Star
about
Wars
9
joke. Okay.
Too young. Rogue One just came out.
I saw that.
Okay.
We bring...
There's no Yoda.
I'm one with May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Is that...
Yeah, may the 4th be with you.
No, that's not. I know, but I'm trying to do a Rogue One thing. All right, we're gonna stop that because it's not working.
No.
We have Liberty
Sadly,
swim team in
no.
the house.
Sadly, no.
And to my left here, we have Julio, Alcantar, Slaytynn, Simpson, and March Urmston. I say that right? Yeah. Alcantar or Alcantar? People probably mispronounce it.
Everyone says it wrong.
Yeah.
No, say it correctly so we know.
Alcantar.
See, I got it right. All right.
And I'm still going to get
good
it
to
wrong.
go. And Slaytynn, we're going to ask you exactly why you spell your name that way here in a minute, because that's what I'm wondering more than anything as I'm looking at this list. But first of all, you guys are enjoying a pretty good season as usual at Liberty High School. The league championships coming up. They start tomorrow, or are they all in one day?
Diving is today, and the swimming's on Saturday.
Okay, swimming on Saturday. That's out at Bakersfield College. And for the first time, Coach, all 4 Kern County leagues, or at least the 4 that have swimming, will be in one place with the South Sequoia League joining the 3 Yosemite leagues. Should be pretty darn good competition out there.
Yeah, and that's why they wanted to come over. They have some pretty good swimmers on all 4 of their teams, and in order to be able to swim against the best and to improve your time, they asked to come over, and we said, yeah, that'd be great. Bring your swimmers, and let's see what happens.
All right, Coach, I want you to kind of burn some ears here and talk about these two swimmers to your right and what makes them special.
Julio's been around and was one of, as a junior, went with us to the state with our 8 boys last year. One of the fastest backstrokers around. He's a big leader this year. Had to swim almost every event. We lose those 8 seniors, and now he's the senior, and he has to take over all those responsibilities. Slaytynn comes in as a freshman and has done a great job. Just fits in right with the girls. We haven't really lost anybody. We kind of just reload, and she's been a big part of our team in the 50 and the 100 fly, and she can swim whatever event I ask her and do very well.
Oh, that's awesome. We don't get a whole lot of freshmen on the show, so congrats on that, Slaytynn.
Thanks.
I was just joking about your name, by the way. I know that wasn't your decision.
I already gave her a little bit of the business because Slaytynn is obviously a last name on campus at Liberty between Leanne and Brooke. Mm-hmm. And here she is with the first name, and she actually has both of them as teachers.
Oh my God. That's funny. Yeah. So anyway, Coach says you can swim just about anything. What's your preferred event, Slaytynn? What would you swim if you could do one thing all the time?
50 free and 100 fly. Definitely.
Okay. The 50 free just because it's short, right?
Yeah, and it's fun.
And she's good at it.
Best event.
Well, and as we get into that, is that going to be the most competitive, Mark, you think, out of any of the events? Because she's going up against Abigail Abshire out of Wasco and then Cassie Lamine in that race.
That's one of the ones on the girls that are, and she's excited about it. And she's head to head. She's been beaten Abby. Cassidy, we all know, is one of the best around. And Julio has a 200 free race that has every top swimmer, boy swimmer in it. You have Garces coming up. Lee's going to be in it. And Collins in it, and Wyatt. So that's going to be one of the main races of the day.
Yeah, and those are obviously Wyatt Suber out of Independence, Lee Begin, who will actually be on the show in the second segment, and then who else was in it? Colin Rabinal out of Frontier.
And Chris Fiola, Centennial. So yeah, all of them.
Yeah, Julio. I have to imagine with Valley coming and then hopefully State for you as well, you got to embrace a race like that where you know you're going to get pushed, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you're in a position like that, like for to swim 2 free against really fast swimmers, you have to push yourself because it puts you in a position that whether people will look at you as one of the best or just someone else.
Second tier, yeah. 200 free, I mean, is a long enough race to where you got to check your adrenaline a little bit. I mean, you don't want to go out too fast. How do you manage that, say, pre-race?
No, I just think about the race before it actually happens, and as soon as I have a plan going on in my head and what I'm going to do and how am I going to execute it when I'm swimming it. So it calms me a little bit, like before I actually race the 2 free.
I've always wondered, Coach, and this is probably a question for you. In track, it's very easy as somebody runs by to say you need to slow down, you need to speed up. Swimmers can't always hear or see what you're saying or see the scoreboard. They don't. How do you pace a swimmer in a race like that?
Well, we try to ask them to look over at us, and you may notice at a swim meet that the coaches are standing there waving their arms or their hat or whatever.
Sure.
But in a race like the 200, Julio doesn't need my help or anybody else. He's going as fast as he can. More in the 500, we can pace by 50s and say you're right on time with hand signals and stuff and with the lap counters. But Julio and those guys in the 200s, they're just all out sprint. So there's no pacing.
Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is. It's all adrenaline at that point.
Yes.
But, Slaytynn, how about for you as a freshman? I know you've swum in big races before for clubs and everything, but this is really your first kind of championship high school meet. What are you feeling a couple days out?
Really nervous because I wanted to win, but I'm not. I still want to win, but like I'm going against really good competition, and I feel like they're going to push me, and I think I can improve my times and drop them down.
I can't tell if that smile is nervousness or if she's just really happy all the time. What is it?
Both.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. A bubbly personality helps a lot of
I
things
think
out.
the best part of the weekend is if you win a team title, you get to throw Coach in the pool. You're giving me a blank look. Is that not?
No, that's
correct.
the best.
Yeah,
part
that's
of
on
my
the girls' side. That's a good chance.
How many goods was that?
I stuttered.
Really good.
Relax.
Yeah.
That's
Apparently,
always-
you're going to win on the girls'
That's
side.
always the best thing. I
Yeah.
mean, no coach will mind getting thrown in for winning a league
Do
championship.
you hide the phone? I mean, do you
Always, yes.
yeah, and the keys and everything,
Yes.
make sure they're out of your pocket just in case when it happens. Julio, backstroke. I swim a little bit, and it seems like that's the most unnatural thing to learn. Because when you're young and you're swimming, you can swim in your stomach and everything, and you learn the different strokes. How did you become sort of the elite backstroker?
It just started when I started swimming. Backstroke just became a much more natural stroke for me when I was learning how to swim, and when I liked it because I could always breathe. I'm on my back, my head's not in the water, and it just felt like a really natural stroke to me. So I just kept practicing on backstroke.
I can barely
don't
backfloat.
know. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I look at it every time and I go, my arm doesn't bend like that normally, and so I don't know. It's a funky situation, but it's like, as he's talking about it, I'm thinking like a side armor in baseball and how somebody just kind of comes to that, and a lot of times it just, like Julio was talking about, things just come naturally sometimes.
The thing that really differentiates Julio from other people is the underwater streamline, and that's the advantage that most of the great backstrokers or butterflyers have, that advantage of a streamline. If you have a great streamline underwater and can go just as fast as anybody else on top of the water, then you have less strokes.
And you're talking about either at the beginning of the race or after a turn, right?
Yes.
To stay underwater as long as possible.
And they both do it really well, and that puts them above most people.
Is that natural, guys? How can you stay underwater and stay that fast? Is that something you had to be taught, or was it natural?
It takes some training because your body's not naturally
wants to come up.
Yeah, you want to breathe, but you have to train your body not to breathe at all. So really
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Slaytynn, how about you? I know there's a different kick and everything you do in these underwater situations. How did you learn that at a young age?
Well, I didn't really start doing butterfly kick or butterfly in general until like 6th grade probably. So I haven't been doing it so long, but it took me a lot of practice because I'm really bad at holding my breath. I'm really bad. Sorry.
How is that even something that a swimmer can say?
I mean, I could hold it, but
Compared to other swimmers, I guess.
She's a sprinter.
definitely a sprinter.
Yeah.
Mark,
But-
sorry, Slaytynn, you were going to finish your thought. I apologize.
It's okay.
Okay. Mark, I was
He
talking
does that
to,
a lot.
I do a lot. I was talking to Jenna Washburn last week, and she talked about conditions not being ideal this year. Did weather factor into the early part of the season because we did get so much rain for you guys during training seminar, or is that just an anomaly?
No, the weather went right through my team for sickness-wise. Because it was a warm couple days, and then it was freezing and raining, and I think everybody in our team had days off that they were really sick and up to 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So, yeah, it really played havoc on the team and trying to get them all healthy and physically ready to go for this Saturday.
Is that still affecting you? I mean, because it takes time to build the shape back up and everything. Is
yeah,
it
because
still...
some may be ready Saturday and some may be ready next week.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to scientifically do the tapering when they've missed 2 weeks during the season.
Well,
so.
even this week, I mean, we're talking about triple digits today, and I'm looking, and I think there's rain in the forecast for Saturday.
Yeah, we're excited about it being 75 instead
and
of
not
101.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll take 75 any day.
Yeah, it's 99 degrees out right now. Thank goodness there's air conditioning. And we're talking about 71 and sunny on Saturday and then raining on Sunday. So that's 30-degree difference. I mean, that's big.
Do you have any news on the low pressure system causing all this or anything? And I thought I'd let you do weather.
Well, right now the sunrise was 6 a.m. today.
Well, guys, but before we wrap things up, one thing I like to do is kind of ask, what do you do outside of the pool? What are your interests? And I know some people say, I don't have any interests outside of the pool or off the volleyball court or whatever it may be, but I'll give you a chance to say, Julio, you have things you like to do outside of swimming.
Yeah, mostly I like hanging out with my friends, go to places, like go to their houses, do other stuff. And really, outside of something, I really am not. I don't really do that much.
Yeah, well, it takes time to be good at what you do. I mean, it's the whole Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours thing. You have to put in the time. Slaytynn, anything else that did maybe give you a break from swimming?
Definitely hang out with friends. Like, there's these orchards by my house, and we always go and play hide and go seek.
All right.
She's a freshman.
No, that sounds like fun. I play hide and seek with my kids all the time.
It's very fun.
And then Julio announced that he's going to stay here and swim at Cal State. So
Very good.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you swum in that pool many times before, I would assume, at CSUB. What went into that decision, Julio? I mean, did you have other offers, and did you think, is it just home, or is it another draw to that program?
Staying close to home, I haven't really been here long enough to say like that I really want to leave Bakersfield.
Right.
So going here, and I also know I would know other swimmers there, like Michael Hart from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I would know him there, so it's like I feel like that team would be more suited for me.
You say you haven't been in Bakersfield long. Where are you from?
I'm from San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, I really I used to have this other teammate who goes there, and he tells me how nice it is here, how great it is here, and so I want to be a part of that team and know the experience.
All right. The first guy ever to say Bakersfield is nicer than San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm going to mark that down in the history books. Yeah.
No.
There are no orchards to play hide and seek in San Diego though, that I've noticed. So that is a benefit to Bakersfield as well. Coach, I'll give you the last word. What is the level of swimming in this town this year? It seems like, as usual, there's several great swimmers out there, and then pretty good depth as well.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and we always talk that it's hard because, like at Liberty, we have 1,800 kids. So if you were to combine Frontier's girl team and my girls team and have 3,800 kids, we're still less than any of the Clovis kids, and then we would probably have that chance to win Valley. But if we could combine and do an all-star thing, I think Bakersfield would be able to beat them.
Right. And that's really what they are up there, is all-star teams.
Yes.
So that's about
Yes,
what
they
you're
are.
up against.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the league championship's coming up Saturday at BC, and then Valley the following Friday and Saturday. Is that
Correct.
right? Yeah. So May 12th and 13th, that's up at Clovis West.
Correct.
And then State also at Clovis West the week after that on the 19th and 20th, and hopefully you guys will be a part of that state championship. That'll be good. When we come back, we're going to get some more swimmers in the house. It's swimming half hour here on BVarsity Live, and then later we're going to be talking U.S. Army Arena Bowl, the all-star football game that will be next Friday at Rabobank Arena as well. In the meantime, our thanks, Julio Alcantar, Slaytynn Simpson, March Urmston, the coach at Liberty High School. Our thanks to you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back on BVarsity Live right after this.